K-Bear 92.3, Wild Country. We're live on Facebook Live as we've got a guest in studio. Shelly Kelly joins us from the Sandhills Taskforce. Good to see you, Shelly.
Well, good to be here.
Thanks for dropping in. Let's start out by talking about what exactly is the Sandhills Taskforce and what do you do for ranchers and landowners?
You bet. Well, the Sandhills Taskforce is a nonprofit organization that was actually developed in 1993, so we've been around for a while. But it's a rancher-led organization that's around to promote private, profitable ranching and conservation in the Sandhills region of Nebraska.
So rancher-driven, does that mean you have a board?
We do have a board. We have a board that's mostly made up of ranchers, and then we've also got other conservation organizations that are represented. And that helps because we get more resources that can come into the Sandhills, and ranchers are able to benefit from that.
So what are some of the projects or services that you provide through the Sandhills Taskforce?
We are able to help ranchers with conservation issues that they face on the ranch. So eastern red cedar gets to be the biggest one. And eastern red cedar, we will cut them, burn them, help ranchers figure out how to get rid of them any way that they can. We also do grazing systems. So if you want to improve your grazing management on the ranch, we'll help you be able to do that, both technically and financially. So all of these things have technical and financial components to them. And then we do stream and wetland restoration to try to improve the streams and wetlands. And we also do a lot of outreach. Most notably, our Sandhills Ranch internship program has been really successful in getting people placed on internships on working ranches in the Sandhills for the last 3 years. This last year, we had 13 people that came out to the Sandhills, spent 3 months on the ranch working, learning, living, and that's been a lot of fun. But we do other events and outreach, really just trying to do some promotion and advocacy.
Man, I'd like to dive into like all of those things that you brought up, but for the sake of time, let's focus on eastern red cedars. I mean, landowners know why they need to manage. I imagine there are people listening in or watching us on Facebook now that might not understand what the big deal is about these trees in the pasture. Talk a little bit about that.
And I would say most ranchers know, but some ranchers still don't know the devastation that can come from these eastern red cedars. As a society, as a culture, we've promoted the planting of trees in the prairie ever since settlement occurred. And so this is something that we have done ever since we showed up. And planting trees on a prairie is important, especially as we get into these cold months. Having some protection. A cedar windbreak is something really wonderful to get to have. However, they're spreading out into the prairies and taking up the prairies. A cedar tree can take up 40 times more water than native grasses do. And water is our most limiting resource out here. And cattle don't eat water. The wildlife that are here do not like the cedar trees that are there. The cattle won't eat cedar trees, and the wildlife that are here do not need the cedar trees. And so as the cedar trees start spreading across the prairie, we're losing our prairie status. The Sandhills is actually the largest intact prairie that we have left in the world. And we are at threat of losing it to the cedar encroachment.
So do you have different seminars or schools that ranchers can take part in to learn about the different options of controlling cedars?
Absolutely. Yeah. There's always information that's coming out. And there's 2 project coordinators on with the Sandhills Taskforce that are willing to talk one-on-one with anybody that's interested in learning about it. We talk about cedar trees all the time. I basically don't go anywhere to speak without talking about cedar trees because it's such an important issue. The good thing is once you cut a cedar tree, it will not resprout. But we've got all those seeds that we have to deal with that can come from it.
Okay, well, how can folks find more information on the Sandhills Taskforce, Shelly?
We've got a wonderful website, sandhillstaskforce.org, where they can go. We're on Facebook and Instagram with lots of information. You can sign up for some news blasts that come out. So any of the events that we have. We do have a ranchers night out that we're in the process of planning. It's just a time to gather to meet some of the ranchers in the area, talk with staff with the Sandhills Taskforce, and learn a little bit more. We're looking to plan that early December here in Broken Bow.
All right. Well, hope you'll let us know once you get that finalized, and we'll pass along word. But thank you so much for dropping by, Shelly. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Shelly Kelly with the Sandhills Taskforce joining us this morning on K-Bear.